Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ebbie, and today we're going to be reviewing the YouTube series GStatus. Now, it's a brand new show. It just started. There's only been the pilot episode, so we're going to go over that, go over our first impressions and all that good stuff, and see how we like it. So, it starts off. First, I want to just say, I watch a lot of YouTube web series, and this one, just for it to be starting off, the production is amazing. The music is really, really good. I'm down 150% for the music. The editing is good. I could hear clearly and understand who was talking when, which has been kind of an issue with some other web series. Who will probably get mentioned in this review, but we're trying not to have too much cross situations going on. So let's get to the cast that was in this episode. So there was Sherrod, Adrian, Truefine, Corday, Tremel, Akeem, who Akeem apparently is on everybody's YouTube web series in Atlanta. I don't know how he continues to pop up everywhere, but now he's Sir Akeem, which I've never heard, but okay, fine, do you, babe. You've ascended to another level. You add a Sir onto your name, do that. The confessionals are great. Charlie Exile, I think is how you pronounce his name. He was on it, and we got a glimpse of the gentleman's name is Zahar. He's very attractive gentleman. Okay, so we start out where Sherrod is meeting Tremel at a restaurant to talk to him. He got some things going on, and this is where there begins the confusion with me and some things that happen in this show, because in Sherrod's confessional, the way he was speaking of Tremel is like they were like this is one of his good Judies, and this is his friend he confides in. But when Tremel was talking, he was like, well, I've just met him. This new concealer, we don't, she's telling a story on me, Jesus. He was stating that, like, they were just meeting for the first time. So I'm really confused on what their actual relationship is. Are y'all good Judies and you confiding him all the time? Or are y'all acquaintances and you're just meeting for the first time? Or have your conversations just been online and this is the first face-to-face you guys are having? What? I'm not exactly sure, but there was a little confusion there just for me. Let's see. Now, Sherrod says that he is it's not only a socialite, but a sexualite. Now, I've never heard of a sexualite. I don't know exactly what a sexualite is. I feel like he made that word up, and now he's trying to make fetch happen. But again, do you, boo? If that's what you want to do, you want to be a sexualite. However, his whole thing throughout this whole episode, and we'll see as the season goes on, is that you don't want anybody bringing up the past and the fact that you had to do something a little strange for some change because you've done porn. But you don't want to allude to that, but you are a sexualite and you're hashtagging that on your social media. Those don't go together. I don't know. The point is here and he's here and I don't know. We just missed each other. I don't know. Okay, so they sit down and have a conversation. He's saying all these things are happening for me. I'm trying to transition from having to do porn and going into more legit, even though porn is legit. You got a legit check. You paid legit taxes. That's a legit job. You are going for a more turning your porn career into something, I guess, more respectable, I guess. Something that you would be, I guess, more proud of people knowing that that's what you do for a living. So you going into this modeling and you've been on several different shows and you're acting and all this good stuff. So Sherrod wants to do a mixer and a networking event to try and rebrand himself. as a model and all those good things. And so he asked Tramel for his help. He said, you're a mover and shaker here. You know, I need your help. Please help me with this event. And Tramel agrees to do so. Also knowing that he can benefit because he also is trying to break into the modeling business and brand himself. And he said, figures that, yes, this is be a good idea for me as well. Again, this concealer is throwing me off, and I'm so sorry. I look like a clown, and it's bothering me. But I digress. So we go to a scene where they went to the club. And, of course, it's turn-up time. It's time to turn up. You at the club. Do you, boo? You know. I know the very few times that I have gone to a club, because I'm not really a club girl, but that's when that's when you're supposed to shake something. That's the appropriate time to twerk something, have some drinks, be with your friends, cool out, you know, chill out, hang out, get wild, dance on a couple of sofas, you know, do what you're supposed to do to have fun and turn up. However, while they were at the club, what's the gentleman's name? I think his name is Trufine. Why is that your name? I'm sure that's not what your mother named you, but for the purposes of the show, your name is Trufine. You in the club, you the type of person I don't want to go to the club with. You got the stank face. Like, you don't want to be there, and you like, oh, why he doing all of that, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, why did you come to the club then? You came to sit and hold the wall, boo? The purpose of the club is to dance and have fun with your friends, and that's clearly what Sherrod was doing. So why are you hating on him while he living his life, being happy and free, having drinks, grinding on somebody's lap, twerking over there in the corner? Baby, life is too short. I don't know why you got that stank face on. You could have stayed at the house if you was going to do all of that. So we then go to Charlie Exile, I think is how you pronounce it. And they played a clip of his music at the beginning of his studio session. Music is bomb. I'm going to go look up Mr. Exile and get that one track, because that was bomb, and I really appreciate it. And he seems very talented, and he's in the studio with his producers and his two friends. So he comes out of the booth, and they have a conversation about him setting up a project and releasing a bunch of singles and stuff. And I'm here for the music, because all of the music in this episode, again, phenomenal. So he sits down with his two friends. His two Judies, one's a makeup artist, and I guess the other one's a stylist, or they both makeup artists, I'm not sure. There was one, his face was absolutely stunning. He was absolutely gorgeous, but he had like a bikini bottom pineapple situation on top of his head. And so they're having a conversation about the mixer that Sherrod is having. And so he was like, well, of course I want to network with these people, Blase Bloom. Let me look. He says he's going to be a model. Let me look him up. So he proceeds to look him up. And they come across a clip, I guess, of the porn. One of the porns that Sherrod did. And so they're like, well, I don't want to be associated with porn people, blase bloom, blue, blue, blue. Okay, so Charlie XL, you yourself said that you're Instagram famous. Or, as I like, and not even Instagram famous, because before the show, and I just happened to hear of this show because I watched Chasing Atlanta, and I watch Mike and Ty Couture TV, and they did an interview with, I want to say it was Q, and Q was talking about how Akeem was on GStatus. So I went looking for it because I wanted to see the show. Mr. XL, your music is wonderful. It's lovely. I don't know if you're going to see this, probably not. I have 7 subscribers, child, so. But you're not that famous. I understand that you don't want certain associations with your brand, and I get that wholeheartedly. But Don't despise other people's humble beginnings. Don't judge a book by its cover. It's clear that this young man is trying to rebrand and refocus himself into a different situation. So I would just not judge by what has happened in the past. That's just who I am as a person. So I'm hoping that's who you are deep down as a person. Now, his friend with the beautiful cheekbones got me tickled in the corner, because talk about he an elite model and that you don't have to be naked in order to model and sell sex. First of all, you as a makeup artist should know that if those pictures that were posted were from a campaign, he as the model has no control over how they want their brand to be portrayed. He's just a doll for them to pose how they want, and then that's just what it is. So you cannot, and just because he does porn doesn't mean he's a bad person at heart. So we get that out of the way. And he said, Charlie Exile says, well, I'm going to go to the mixer anyway, and and we have to have a conversation. Now here's my thing. Why do you need to have a conversation? It's none of your business. Clearly it's public information and it's out there and anybody can Google it and find out. But why do you feel that you need to have a conversation about it, though? That's just me. So, we then go to some little almost like a Cracker Barrel store where there's like old-timey things at the store. And let's see who meets at the store. It is True Fine and Adrian who meet at that store, because Adrian saw that True Fine had a stink ass attitude at the club, and he wanted to know what's up, because you and your friends was doing the damn most. So what's really going on? And True Fine seems to have he seems double-minded about a lot of things. He wants to come off like, oh, I'll give everybody a chance and blah, 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 bloom, bloop, bloop, bloop. But then the things that come out of his mouth, like his attitude, is real shysty and something ain't right. I'm gonna keep my good eye, this left eye where the contact is moving around, I'm gonna keep that one out on you, because something about you, boo-boo, is not right. Your words and your face don't match up. Like what's in your heart is coming out of your mouth, but it's not matching. The stuff is just not matching. You say, well, I'll talk to anybody and do, but why am I here? It's boring. I'm not gonna associate with nobody. Oh, because they're not on my level. Blah 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 blah. But I thought you'll talk to anybody. That don't make no sense. But okay, I digress. So, they talk about going to the mixer, and he's like, okay, well, I'll see you at the mixer and all that good stuff. Y'all, this makeup is really telling a story on me. This concealer is not what the Lord would have of me in these last and evil days, but we're going to color correct and fix that later. All right, so we then go to the mixer. It's the night of the mixer. Sherrod is really excited. He has an announcement to make. He's on cloud 9. And, he gets to the party and, everybody's there and they're mingling and everything. It looks like a nice event. We didn't get a real chance to see any of the decor. If any, we just saw people. We saw Zahar with no shirt on and a little collar thing serving drinks. I don't know if he was hired for the event to serve drinks or what was happening there, but that seems to be what it was. And get your coin, boo. I understand. A good bartender job. Put some money in your pockets. So, Sherrod gets there and he makes the announcement that I've just been signed with a modeling agency in New York, and I am securing possibly walking in Fashion Week in New York, which is huge. That is huge. Get your coins, boo. Get them. All of the coins. Every last doubloon, all the guap, all the cabbage. Get the coins, boo-boo. So, yeah, I have to forgive me. My daughter's waking up and looking at me like, what is she doing? So Sherrod makes his announcement and he's so hype and everything. And so after the announcement is made, well, first True Fine is over there with his Sadiddy self talking about some, they ain't got nothing but $3 wine and I can't drink no cheap wine and y'all could at least have some cheap Moscato. I'll drink that and blah, blah, blah. I'm a honey jack kind of honey. I've never had honey jack, but that sounds good. And, you know, we will revisit that and possibly one of my tipsy bartender situations that may be a part of this channel. But I digress. Let's turn back to the show. So he over in the corner acting real Sadiddy and stank as usual, because clearly he thinks he's too good. And we are introduced to Mr. Corday, who is apparently a singer-songwriter, who has apparently sung on large stages with people whose names he doesn't know how to pronounce, because he called Yo Gotti something crazy, and I don't even know Yo Gotti like that, but I know how to pronounce his name. And he seems to have this haughty spirit to him, because he was really like, well, I came in and there's no tile on the floor and there's no decor, and I could have wore my Adidas sweats and not this $1,500 outfit that I got on, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Baby, don't nobody care about that outfit that looked like it came from Target, but you said it was $1,500, but that's cute though. Things like that just drive me up a wall, but we'll see where it goes with him, because he seems to be a little thoughtful and then sliding into everybody's DMs, and I don't know what's happening, but I feel like he out here thoughting and bopping, and you know, get your thought on, boo. So he made the announcement. So Charlie, for what God knows reason, decides that this is an appropriate time after this child has made this huge announcement, and you know this networking thing is to rebrand himself and get him into the modeling game and try and put the past behind him, from him joining the porns and things. He decided in all of his infinite wisdom that this would be the appropriate time to pull him aside and have a discussion about him joining porn. Which one was inappropriate. It's not the appropriate time. It's just not. And why you thought it would be, I have no clue. What really should have happened, you let him have his night, let him have his shine, let him get his rebrand in, all that good stuff. If you still have an issue with him having done the porn after you see that he's trying to rebrand, and you now see that the child is trying to rebrand himself, and he's walking and trying to get on Fashion Week, and he's signed as an actual model. If you want to invite him to lunch and sit down and have a conversation privately with him about this whole porn situation, that's one thing. But to pull this child aside in this party, and you didn't even do it, you pulled him aside, took him into the little kitchen bar area with not just you and him, but you, him, and a couple other people to have this discussion. It's no surprise that it went from a 1 to a 10. Because here we come with Sir Akeem and his super duper messy ass, unintentionally super duper insert foot into mouth messy head. God tomato and all. Baby, what is you doing? Help me understand. What is you doing? What is happening? What is going on? Why? Because Akeem was as usual, Akeem was on the right track. He was like, if they not providing you with the 3 F's, they feed you, financing you, and F-U-C-K in you, then whatever their feelings about what you've done is irrelevant to your life. However, you went there, and that was the trajectory you were taking, which was absolutely appropriate and correct. It wasn't until you, in all of your infinite wisdom, decided to say, but I got a clip of it. If anybody want to see it, I got a clip of it. So you just got a random clip of this boy's porn in your phone. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. We just randomly. Oh my god, y'all! I can't even concentrate because I look like ashy, super brown. Like I can't. It's like bothering me. And before y'all read me in the comments, I know it looks crazy, and I'm gonna fix this. But I love y'all, and y'all gonna have to take this because I'm not re-recording this review. So you decided in all your infinite wisdom that it was appropriate to holler out in front of everyone that you have a clip of the porn, which then, and rightfully so, sent Sherrod to a 750. And the fact that he didn't turn around and cold cock your behind in that kitchen just speaks to his self-control and his focus and his really wanting to rebrand himself and not wow the freak out at this networking event. Because if it had been anyone else, it looks crazy too, Jesus. If it had been anyone else, they would have just wow. If it had been me, everybody would have got cussed out and possibly some hands. I don't know. That's just how I felt about the whole situation. You doing a lot, boo. You're doing a whole lot. So he excuses himself because he can feel himself getting to a point where he is very upset. And I understand that wholeheartedly, because when you get to the point where you're crying and it's because you're so angry that you start to cry, that means violence is coming right after that. So he removed himself. And then he did have a conversation, and Akeem apologized for inserting his foot into mouth. I have a feeling Akeem is going to do a lot of apologizing because that's what he does. He absolutely does. But then you went in your confessional and was like, well, bitch, you knew you did the porn, blah, 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 blah. But in the little boy's face, she was like, I'm apologizing because that was not my intention to do X, Y, and Z. Pick a side, group. Either you bold about the fact that you just said that this child had a porn clip, and we all know there's porn clips out there because he did porn, duh. But knowing that it was inappropriate for you to holler out in front of everybody, oh, I got a clip of the porn, I got a clip of the porn. Like, it gave me a headache. It gave me a full-blown headache. So that was the end of the episode. Well, it was almost the end of the episode, but we did get an introduction from our housewife of the episode, because baby was giving housewife down, housewife boots, real housewives. Where's his peach? Yes, Jada, Milan Jada. Hold on. Let me get it right. He seems like he's absolutely fabulous. We will see. I saw the trailer, which gives us, like, this season on GStatus and a bunch of stuff. And Jada seems like he's all the extra that I need in my life. And a little ratchet. I feel like he'll get with you if you go too far. So that's my type of chick. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, that is it for this review of GStatus. The next show it's a bi-weekly series, which I'm assuming gives them time to edit and get everything the way they needed to. So instead of coming out every week, it's every other week. The next episode is not until July the 8th. So I think these videos will come out on Sundays because that's when I have time, because I work 6 days a week. But we will definitely see what happens. I'm looking forward to this. I'm also going to... I heard that Mike and Ty Couture are going to do reviews for this show as well, and I can't wait for that review to come out. Shout out to Really Bitch, that YouTube channel, because I saw her review for the pilot episode, and it was really good. You guys like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notifications every time I upload, and I will catch you guys in the next video.